Number 6, a public health researcher examines the medical records of a group of 937 men who died in 1999 and discovered that 210 of the men died from causes related to heart disease. Moreover, 312 of the 937 men had at least one parent who suffered from heart disease, and of these 312 men, 102 died from causes related to heart disease. Calculate the probability that a man randomly selected from this group died of causes related to heart disease, given that neither of his parents suffered from heart disease. Now, the key word in this problem is given. And we know that this calls for conditional probability, in which case we can either use the well-known conditional probability formula, or many times it's simpler to realize that whatever is given now becomes our grand total. So usually our grand total will be this 937, but in a conditional probability problem, whatever is given becomes the grand total. So the given is that neither parent suffered from heart disease. We need to find how many of these 937 had neither parent who suffered from heart disease. Now, since 312 of these 937 had at least one suffering parent, so if we subtract 312 from 937, we will get the ones who had no suffering parent, because at least one is the complement of none. So that's what we're saying here. Since 312 of the 937 had at least one suffering parent, so the difference will have no suffering parent. And that difference is 625, which, as we said, will be our grand total because that's what's given in this case. So what we need is, out of these 625, we need to find, again, look at the problem, calculate the probability that a man randomly selected dies of causes related to heart disease, given that neither parent suffered from heart disease. So out of the 625 where neither parent suffered from heart disease, we need to find the number who died of causes related to heart disease. Now the total deaths were 210. Total heart disease deaths were 210. And we need to find that how many of these 210 had neither parent that was suffering. So now 102 deaths, this sentence is showing us that 102 deaths had at least one suffering parent. So it means the number of deaths who had no suffering parent would be 210 minus 102. Because once again, no suffering parent is the complement of at least one suffering parent. The 210 total deaths, and 102 of these deaths had at least one suffering parent. So 210 minus 102 will have no suffering parent. So 210 minus 102 is 108. So 108 becomes the numerator, and as we said, 625 will be the grand total, which is the denominator. So our result will be 108 over 625 equals 0.173, which is choice B.